This board looks rad. I had removed the grip tape so you guys can see this beautiful carbon fiber. Just look at this concave. The deck has a really cool shape. The carbon fiber is just so beautifully done. The deck is very well constructed, has side-to-side concave, and has drop right in the front and at the end, which allows you to lock in your both feet. I am 6'3" and I can finally have a really wide, comfortable stand that I can only have with the Baja boards. The deck has no flex, but the wheels are really compensating and make it up for a super smooth ride. Double kingpin trucks with soft bushings. I really tightened them up and the board still turns super well, carves amazingly, and at high speeds it's still super stable. I don't really like the double kingpin trucks, but on this board it's just a pleasure to accelerate and ride aggressively. Direct drives. I came across online through Google search and electric skateboard builders forums different type of direct drives. There's also various opinions, positive and negative, regarding efficiency, power output, overheating, design and maintenance. Some riders consider the direct drives to be the future of electric longboards. I personally like the belt and chain drive system for crazy power output, but if I would have time and really cool shop, I would attempt to do this type of drivetrain system. Of course, each different drivetrain has its own specifics, advantages and disadvantages. I had a chance recently on a speedboard demo in New York City at the end of 2019. I tried a hybrid board that had a Kali deck and 4x4 direct drive system. The DIY felt super smooth but so surprisingly powerful. I wanted a direct drive that had a good design and compelling performance. Pound motor D1 is exactly what I was looking for. When the board is fully charged and after I set the acceleration to 60 amp per motor, the acceleration was really powerful. It had a really strong kick and it felt like nothing that I have ridden before. When the board is fully charged and after setting to 60 amps per motor, the board felt super powerful. It has a really strong kick right from the start and accelerates really fast. It feels like nothing else that I have ridden before. It's so different than hub motors and the belt drive system. The drive has a really unique feel. Hubs are weaker to this drive and are harsh and do not dissipate well vibrations because the sleeves are so thin. Now this drive is body smooth and so much more powerful. It's very close to belt drive system, but just a different curve, a different gradual acceleration. Wheels are 105 millimeters in diameter. You have several options here: the honeycomb, spark, and the windmill type. It is not urethane and it feels like a car tire type rubber. Has a very good traction even when wet and absorb vibrations very well. With these wheels it's so smooth. It's like you're riding on a regular asphalt. All cracks and holes disappear. You only have to make sure you don't hit the motors when you're going over bigger channels. Really amazing wheels. The windmill are so freaking comfortable. I like the clouds, but these wheels are even better. Also have very good traction. It has this concave that reduces friction, resulting in longer range, but it's also soft and grippy, engaging the lips of the wheels if you hit holes or cracks. A few days ago I have swapped to these honeycomb wheels and these are even better than the other ones. They're slightly heavier, but man, they're so good and so comfortable. Just goes right through and absorbs all the energy from the shock. You also have on their website so many options, adapters and pulleys if you like to convert and DIY. The company implemented this new alloy magnesium core that makes these wheels stronger and better. I removed these two screws and this cover comes out. Look how nicely this piece is machined. And you get access to this mini USB. You can actually connect to your laptop and change the settings of the speed controllers. Here we have an open source based on VESC speed controller. The motors were set up to, I think, 27 or 30 amps discharge per motor. It was powerful, but not powerful enough for me. So what I did is I adjusted them to 60 amps per motor. I think 60 amps is too much. I left the discharge per battery 30 amps. So I'm not sure how the algorithm works here from 30 amps to 60 amps. And I'll do a full wrench test to see how much I lose. But the beauty part is that right now with 60 amps per motor discharge, this board is a beast. It is so fast, accelerates so fast. So I will test with 60 amps and then I will lower down to 45, maybe 55 and see how much more range do I get from changing different settings. But so far I don't want to lower it down because at 60 amps, this beauty gives me exactly what I need. And that's the beautiful part. Being able to adjust the settings to your needs makes a big difference. This risers here, I was actually thinking at the beginning it would be better to be flush, with the carbon fiber, but then this rise here is good to mount your shred light. I placed these lights here in the back, and I think it's looking pretty cool. New shred lights, which I posted a review previously, and I really like these lights. They're so much stronger than the other ones, so I will place the white ones in the front. Really cool lights, guys, check it out. I actually mounted also my Baja in the back. Those lights, really cool. So anyway, so let's uncover the lid and see what's inside. So here's the lid, and let me see the edge. It is no rubber here. Oh wow, look at this. It doesn't flex at all. Super strong. And the Evolve one, actually, it's flexy, which is not good, so you actually put pressure on the battery. So we'll talk about the battery in a second. There's a little gap here, so I already think that we can place more cells and even increase the range, depending on what cells are in here and what cells we can remake this next pack. And the wiring is kind of messy, but here's a dual speed controller, and it's made based on open source VESC. So this is actually sitting on the heatsink underneath. How well they soldered. It's not much lighting here, so I don't know if you can see much, and I want to see if there's enough space in between the parts so they don't short and affect the speed controller. So come on, focus. So this is the board. I think the wiring can be done much better. And 15.4 volts, so 12S, 414 watt hour, 21700 cells, 12S 2P, 0.7 watt hour. Yeah, not bad actually. This looks pretty cool. I wish all the spacing can be filled with different cells, so there's no waste of space, and all this is filled up the way here, and that'll be cooler. But even like that, I think that's not bad. Also, a cool thing that you can do, there's plenty of room inside the case, so you can actually add a Bluetooth chip and do all the settings from your phone and make changes on the fly. Braking, it is amazingly good at any settings. Speed at 60 amps per motor, I was around 30 miles per hour with really fast acceleration. At 27 amps, I maxed up between 25 and 27 miles per hour, but it will get there a bit slower. You have to take consideration, I weigh 230 pounds, so if you're lighter, you'll get much better performance. Direct drive comes with 3000 watt power output. It looks massive and well integrated onto the hanger. It is super silent. Now, out of the box is set to have a powerful start, but when you get close to 20 miles per hour, acceleration is slowing down a bit until you reach the top speed, which is about 25 to 27 miles per hour. It feels more gradual with my weight with 27 amp discharge per motor. The board is advertised as 50 kilometers an hour, which is about 31 miles per hour. If you're lighter, you're definitely gonna hit that target. If you are heavier, you can play with the settings and adjust to match that speed. You can also adjust to 45, 50, or maybe even 60. If you're heavier, you'll get the performance that I mentioned earlier. Range, I will have to get back to you on that because I played different settings and I got between 9 miles in range from riding aggressively up to like 12 miles in range with a softer settings, but it was super cold, so that's not accurate. I'll have to get back once the weather gets warmer. Hill climbing, advertised 30%. The board out of the box with 27 amp discharge per motor, it was on the slower side. Now, if you're lighter, that will change. If you're on the heavier side, playing with the settings will make a big difference. Now, at 60 amp per motor discharge, the board is really powerful. Charger, the speed of charging is 4 amps from empty to full in 2.5 hours. Weight, it's about 8.9 kilograms. Now, since you have an open source ESC similar to VESC 6, you can swap different motors. You can put brushless motors, you can keep their deck drive. So that's the beauty part of the system. You can play with any settings, you can swap to 10S battery, 12S, and that's the most important part, being able to adjust or customize the system the way you like it. Controls. The remote feels comfortable and precise. The drop and concave locks your feet very well. You have complete control of the board. You can push and carve really hard. Now, the company is coming with a new remote that will have a display, and this is how the remote is going to look like, so you have a lot of telemetrics information available in your hand. I really like the design of this board. When you ride, there's no vibration, there's no rattle, and everything feels really sturdy and well done. What's impressive about the bound motors is that they're extending their collection, and at 1K, I think this is a very good option. This direct drive is really thirsty for more energy. I think 12S 3P will probably do much better for heavy riders. With somebody who's around 200 pounds or less will get really good performance out of this model. Now also, I really like the carbon fiber deck, and also having the options of changing the settings on the fly with the Bluetooth chip, I think makes a big difference. So this board can be really set up as a low-speed cruiser and get a lot of range and carve with it, and at the same time it can be set as a racer and go really fast for shorter distances. This board, it's really maneuverable. Tighten up pretty well to have no wobbles at the high speeds, and the board is really fast. Out, like I turn in half of the circle. Really good control, especially for carving. This is the board. And you can play with the trucks, with the settings, with the bushings, and make it softer or harder. When you ride at slower speeds, when you accelerate, it picks up really fast. Rough terrain, very soft, no noise. Usually other boards vibrate and they make like a weird, like loose washer sound. This wheels don't do that, and this truck's entire board, and it's carbon fiber. Usually carbon fiber vibrates and it resonates. Not in this case. Everything is well put together, and look at this crack. No noise at all. There's two lines, there's one line. I don't know if that makes a big difference, but look-wise, these red ones, they're really well CNC'd. The color looks really fine. Well guys, I have a mask on my face. Hopefully you can hear me properly. The battery shows 2.5%. And crazy people. So let's see how good the motors are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20. So the motors are warm. They're kind of hot, but I can still hold my hand, and I'm 235, maybe 245 now because I have the gear in the back. I have a camera and tripods and stuff. So they're warm. They're actually close to hot, but nothing that you cannot touch, not hold your finger for a while. So anybody who's lighter, they will not have these issues, and the motor are not overheating. And this is the problem that actually all other direct drives I read about in the past, they have issues with overheating. It seems not to be the problem here. It's a normal airflow and they get warm. Now I don't know like how it's going to behave in summertime, but I'm sure they'll be fine. These motors can withstand up to like 135, 150 degrees in Celsius, so that's nothing. So on that area, it's good. Look at this, guys.
stuff, guys. Cool stuff. Anyway, back to the board. So I haven't done the proper test range, and I'll probably do it in the next video because I play with different settings, and different settings give me various ranges. And now it's a bit warmer. Last week and previous days I did a test range. I got between 9 and 13 miles. Different days, different temperatures. So I have to do a proper test for the range. But right now I have about 6-7 miles, and the board shows 2.5. So I assume you probably get between 10 and 15 miles in the range, depending on your temperature in your area, depending on your weight, and depending on terrain you're covering. And stay tuned for the next video, which I'll just focus on the range for this specific model. So this pretty much wraps up the review of the Bound Motor V1. If you have any questions, please comment below, and I'll see you next time.